This is your weekly report on corruption in the Philippine government. The Sandigan Bayan has convicted 4 Gideon, Eastern Samar municipal officials to up to 8 years imprisonment for graft, but cleared the mayor in connection with irregularities in the purchase of a fire truck worth 2.1 million pesos without public bidding. The 22nd of June decision convicted Municipal Budget Officer Esperanza Cotin, Planning Development Officer Ma, Nanito Eclair, and Bids and Awards Committee, BAC, members Felipe Pagil and Danilo Calandog for their failure to comply with procurement laws, which constitutes gross inexcusable negligence and resulted in unwarranted advantage to the private supplier. Then Mayor Analisa Gonzalez Kwan was acquitted for the prosecution's failure to prove her guilt, along with the cases against BAC Chair and Municipal Engineer Arsenio Salamada and member Gilberto Labacane, who had died. The charges arose from the contract entered into by the municipality in 2007 for the purchase of a remanufactured fire truck without public bidding as required by Republic Act 9184 or the Government Procurement Act. Among other things, the court said there had been no proof of an emergency which would have justified the negotiated procurement of the fire truck without bidding, adding that the possible occurrence of fire does not constitute a calamity that presents an imminent danger to the local government unit's constituents. 3 days after the slaying of a Sangguniang Kabataan chair here, another village official was killed by still unidentified assailants on Friday night, police said. Florencio Cagas, the incumbent chief of Barangay Sto, Nino, was gunned down at around 7:10 p.m. in Purok 7 of the said village. The victim succumbed to multiple gunshot wounds and was pronounced dead on arrival at a private hospital here. In a statement Saturday, the Liga NGMGA Barangay, League of Villages, Batuan described the victim as good-natured. Hopefully, justice will be served soon, the group said, while calling on authorities to fast-track the investigation. Police have launched a hot pursuit operation against a man who shot and killed a barangay councillor and wounded a barangay tanod, watchman, in Sitio Tank, Barangay Masalucad 3 here Saturday, the 25th of June. Police Lieutenant Colonel Onulfo Silencio, Candelaria Police Chief, identified the fatality as Mario Mendoza, 59, a councillor of Barangay Masalucad 3, and the wounded as Danilo Evangelista, 57, Barangay Tanod, of Sitio Ibraba, Barangay Masalucad 3. Investigation showed that the victims and residents of the barangay were conducting a cleanup activity in Sitio Tank at around 9 a.m. when the unidentified suspect arrived. He drew a handgun and shot Mendoza several times in the body while Evangelista was hit by stray bullets in both legs. Authorities have formed a special task force to look into the killing of a barangay chairman in Moncayo, Davao de Oro Sunday, the 26th of June. In a statement Monday, the 27th of June, the police regional office in Davao Region, PRO 11, said two unidentified gunmen attacked Barangay Mount Dawita chairman Pedro Samilano Jr. outside his home in Barangay Poblacion. Samilano, 62, was about to get out of his car when two men on a motorcycle shot him at around 8:32 p.m. The attackers came riding a motorcycle and parked meters away from the victim's vehicle, and one of them got off the motorcycle, approached the victim, and shot him several times, police said. Samilano was brought to the Davao de Oro Provincial Hospital in Montevista but was declared dead on arrival by the attending physician. A Barangay Cagordor village councillor was shot and killed in Milagros, Masbate on Sunday night, authorities said. The Masbate police said Edison Rosero, 55, a resident of Barangay Village, Capaculan, was shot by two assailants in the said area at around 8:30 p.m. based on the initial investigation. The victim was watching a basketball tournament at the village plaza when the suspects appeared from behind and shot the victim on the head. Rosero died on the spot. Law enforcers here have launched a manhunt against two men who shot dead a councillor of Barangay Labungan Monday afternoon. Lieutenant Giuseppe Tamayo, Municipal Deputy Police Chief, said Tuesday local authorities are pursuing a lead that will hopefully result in the arrest of the perpetrators. The pursuit is ongoing, Tamayo said as he declined to comment further so as not to jeopardize their operation. Reports said Councillor Mahmoud Mejiangal was walking toward the village hall when two men riding in tandem on a motorbike appeared from behind and shot him. The crime scene is about 2 kilometers away from the Army's 6th Infantry Division headquarters in Barangay Awang, Datuodan Singsulat, Maguindanao. Maziangal was the first village official killed this year, and the second since October last year when a councillor of Pandag, Maguindanao was also killed in an ambush in this town. At least 3 ranking officials of the Department of Agriculture, 5 from the Bureau of Customs, and 2 local officials were among those named in a Senate report as the alleged protectors and smugglers of agricultural products in the country. The supposed report was forwarded to Senate President Vicente Soto III on the 17th of May, 2022, or more than a month after the Senate Committee of the Whole ended its investigation on the non-stop entry of smuggled agricultural products in the country. Sandigan Bayan cleared former Bacolod City Mayor Luzviminda Valdez of malversation, falsification and graft but was ordered to return excess reimbursement of expenses. Court records showed that Valdez cases stemmed from alleged overpayments covered by alterations in disbursement vouchers, DVs, in 2004. Sheila Portal and Mylene Romero of the Commission on Audit Region 6 in Iloilo testified that the cash slips were altered falsified to enable Valdez to receive reimbursements from the government amounting to 279,150 pesos instead of only 4,843 pesos, or an aggregate overclaim of 274,306 pesos. In a decision dated the 24th of June, the court noted that there was no evidence presented by the prosecution to prove that the accused Valdez is the actual author of the falsification alleged, or that other persons altered or falsified the supporting documents under her instructions to corroborate her claims for reimbursement. It said even if Valdez is to be acquitted for failure of the prosecution to prove her guilt beyond reasonable doubt, the court deems it proper to order her to reimburse the local government unit of Bacolod City of the amounts she secured as reimbursement in the DVs. The court said the prosecution failed to identify the actual forger and merely identified Valdez as the presumptive author simply because she benefited from the reimbursements. The Sandigan Bayan meted a fine to a former Abra town mayor over the unauthorized use of the town's internal revenue allotment, IRA, meant for development projects to rehabilitate its municipal hall in 2011. In a 31-page decision dated the 28th of June and written by Associate Justice Kevin Nas Vivero, the anti-graft court held former Mayor Christopher Malari Sr. of Licon, Bayan Municipality liable for 2 counts of technical malversation and sentenced him to pay a fine of 160,000 pesos in total for both charges. Everything considered, the court finds that the prosecution sufficiently established all the elements of the crime charged. However, there being no proof of damage or embarrassment to the public service as a result of the misapplication of the subject funds, the court rules that the accused should be sentenced to pay a fine equivalent to up to 50% of the sum misapplied. The court ruled, under the Local Government Code, each local government unit, LGU, shall appropriate in its annual budget no less than 20% of its IRA for development projects for desirable social, economic and environmental outcomes essential to the attainment of the constitutional objective of equality of life for all. The court noted the accused's decision to use the municipality's development funds amounting to 1.2 million pesos and 2 million pesos for the years 2011 and 2012, respectively, to rehabilitate the town's municipal hall is generally considered an administrative expense and not a development project. In 2010, the Department of the Interior and Local Government issued a memorandum reiterating that the development fund under the IRA should not be instead used for other non-developmental expenses such as to construct, repair and refinish administrative offices of LGUs. That's all for this week. I'll see you next week with more stories of corruption and foolishness within the Philippine government.